Assalamu alaikum students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to our new sessions. Here we are having our first computer lecture. Open your textbook, chapter 1, page number 1, characteristics and evaluation of computer. You have learned in the previous classes that a computer accepts, stores and processes data according to the sets of instructions to produce the output. We have all seen the computers that we give the set of instruction as an input, it processes the data inside the memory and it gives the output as an information. But do you know that how the computer was developed? Do you know who invented the computer? Do you know who was the founder of computer? The computer we use today are very different from the earlier devices. In fact, we don't have any computing devices in the earliest time. We have only calculating devices to perform some mathematical operations, some arithmetic operations like addition, subtractions and multiplication, division. We used to call these devices early calculating devices. Some of the early calculating devices are as follows: abacus, Napier-Bonds and Pascalines. Abacus. The abacus was probably the first calculating device. It had a wooden frame with beads sliding on wires. Class, on page number 2, figure 1.1, abacus. This is how abacus looks like. Okay, it has the sliding beads on the rod. It was used to perform some simple calculations like addition, subtractions, multiplication and division. Like if we want to add two numbers, so we will move these rods, these beads over there up and down. So in this way we calculate numbers and subtract numbers, perform multiplication and division. Only simple. It is also still used in many countries, especially in countries of Africa and Asia. The abacus is used to teach the children about place the numbering system and also for teaching arithmetic operations to the blind students. Because blind students cannot see and cannot perform mathematical operations, cannot do maths on their paper and copies and in books, so we teach them using abacus because they feel the numbers over abacus. And learning calculations using abacus is believed to improve concentration and memorization skills. By using abacus, we improve our memorization skills and learning on concentration. We concentrate more when we use abacus at the first time, because when we are young and when let's talk about the smallest children, youngest children, they don't know about 1, 2, 3 and the counting. We used to teach counting using abacus. Napier-Bonds. Napier-Bonds in 1616, Sir John Napier made a calculating device called the Napier-Bonds. Why it was invented? Because it was abacus was not enough for performing the simple calculation. People get confused and it gets complicated performing the calculations just like multiplication and division. So Sir Napier made the contribution and invented that device. Picture 1.2. This is how Napier-Bonds looks like. Okay class, the device was called Napier-Bonds. It has number carved on bones or on a strip of wood. Like you can see that 1 to 9 numbers placed vertically and 1 to 9 numbers placed horizontally, and diagonally many numbers are placed in. So in this way we perform addition, multiplication, subtraction, division over there, and it has include one more feature. We can find the square root of a number. We all know about the square root of a number, that 2 multiplied by 2 is equals to 2. What is the square root of the 2 is 4. So we can find square root by using Napier-Bonds. Now third one is Pascaline. In 1641, Blaise Pascal invented the first mechanical calculator. It consists of a rectangular box with movable wheels. What is the movable wheels? That this is how wheels looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is how in the Pascal calculator's wheel number is placed, and here is the box and here is the circle. When we move the circle, like 1 is placed, so 1 will be shown here. So this is how we use the Pascal calculator for performing addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. But we can perform thousands of numbers calculation in Pascaline calculators, because abacus was not enough, Napier-Bonds was not enough, but Pascal can perform thousands of calculation over using Pascal calculator. This are the all calculating devices that were developed in the earliest time, but here the computer's journey begins. First we have the difference engine. In the 19th century, Charles Babbage invented a machine called the difference engine. Picture 1.4, this is how difference engine looks like. Okay, then it is used to prepare the mathematical tables. We have learned that abacus, Pascaline, Napier-Bonds used to calculate the thousands of calculations, but it is not enough, because when we get into the technology, we want more technologies for us. Like if we are doing simple operations, then we are doing then we are finding the square root of a number, then we are doing performing the thousands of calculation over using Pascal calculators. Now Charles Babbage invented the difference engine. Now it is converted into analytical engine, because it has been customized. Difference engine has been customized into analytical engine. Picture 1.5, this is how analytical engine looks like, page number 3. Charles Babbage also invented the first general purpose computer known as the analytical engine, which had the same basic element as the modern computer: input, output, memory devices. We all know and we all have seen that input devices, keyboard, mouse, and the output devices, printer, monitor, and the memory devices, RAM, ROM, and very internal storages. Due to his path-breaking contribution to computing, Charles Babbage is called the father of the modern computers, because he invented the first copy of the computer. So it is called the father of the computer and the founder of the computer. Input, output, and memory devices. Class, do you know that what is the first hard drive storage? That what is the size of the first internal storage devices? No, we don't know, because in today's time we have 1 TB and we can store tons of data in it in a smaller chip. But in the earliest time, the 5 MBs was the first size of the first internal storage, and it is stored only maximum 1 or 2 files at that time, and process very slow. So now we have evolutions of computer. We have many evolutions of computer: first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. In today's time we have 8th generation, and in the future time maybe that we have 9th or 10th generation. Okay, now we are learning about first generation computer. The time period is 1940 to 1958. It was developed by the Charles Babbage in the earliest time. Then it has converted into more advanced technologies. So in this first generation, vacuum tubes are used. They are very large in size. A small internal storage punch card is used to give an input. What are the vacuum tubes? Vacuum tube is used to display the output over the computer screen as an information. It consists of the cathode ray tube inside it, which helps the vacuum tubes to display the data. Like 1.6 vacuum tubes, this is how the vacuum tubes looks like. It is the modern vacuum tubes. In the earliest time we have the very large vacuum tubes over there, but it has a very big disadvantage that these computers are very large in size. It consumes a room and it consumes heat as well. A single person cannot stand over there while using the system or the computer. internal storage, very small internal storage, like I said before that 5 MBs internal storage were used, and it was very large in size, like 10 meters long or 5 meters long. This is how the 5 MBs internal storage looks like. Punch card. What are the punch cards? Punch cards are the piece of the paper containing the black holes inside it. This is called the punch card, and we used to give the commands by using these dots. Like if we want to insert an A, so we will use this dot to insert a command as an input. And how we will get the output? We have the output in the form of the vacuum tube using the cathode ray tubes. Now we have some examples of the first generation computers. We have many examples. First we are having the Mark 1 generation. In 1944, Howard H. Aiken discovered and designed this computer. It is the 15 meters long with connecting wires about 800 kilometers long. We all have seen that in the personal computers, in the PCs, in the computers, we have connecting the mouse, keyboard, monitors, speakers, CPU over the wires. Wires are used to connect these devices and display as a PC, personal computer. But at that time, the same procedure were used, and we have 800 meters long wires connecting the various parts of the PCs. The machine was very slow and took 3 to 5 seconds per calculation, but it was the first fully automatic calculator. It was the first fully automatic calculator because we give the instruction like we want to add 2 plus 2. We only give the instruction, then it processes the data inside the memory and it gives the output like 2 plus 2 is equals to 4, and it takes only 3 to 5 seconds to perform it. But in today's, we only click these. Suppose I am clicking this Pascal line. I will click and it will process in the milliseconds and it gives the output to me that Pascal line, this is how Pascal line looks like, and all the information about the Pascal line. But in that time we don't have this much fastest technology about it. Now we have the homework class. What you will have to do that read the chapter page number 1 to 3 carefully, and on the page number 10 you have the descriptive question answer. What you will do that question number C and D you will perform descriptively, and answer should be in detail and proper. After that, what you will have to do that you have to maintain the index as well with the time, with the date mentioned, and make the first title page. First term has been started. Then your chapter title page, which is characteristic and evaluation of computer. Then after on the third page you can start your working. Okay, thank you class. We will see you soon in the next lecture. Allah Hafiz.